Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is turning into an urgent situation. We've got Prigozhin advancing on Moscow. Right now, they're within probably 6 hours of Moscow or less. And that news I got was a couple hours ago. Don't know what's happening right at this particular moment other than their convoys of Prigozhin's men. He's got 25,000 men, and they're meeting little or no resistance. So what do we got going on here? The G7 nations are holding urgent calls. Goes beyond emergency. These are urgent, very urgent. It says the most significant challenge to the Russian state in recent times. It says Secretary of State Tony Blinken held a secure conference this morning with several Western foreign ministers to consult about the escalating situation in Russia. The call is being described as an urgent consultation of the G7 ministers. And what are they worried about? What are they concerned about? Well, we're going to find out right away here what's so urgent and why this is so important. It says it's identified that the call with Blinken were the foreign ministers of France, Germany, and the United Kingdom, Italy, Canada, and the European Union. EU Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell wrote in a subsequent tweet he had a call with the G7 foreign ministers to exchange views on the situation in Russia ahead of Monday's EU Foreign Affairs Council. I'm coordinating inside the European Union and have activated the Crisis Response Center, he said. He added, our support to Ukraine continues unabated. So they've activated the Crisis Response Center. Why? Well, you're going to find out right here as you start to read these tweets. Blinken reiterated that support by the United States for Ukraine will not change. The State Department said the United States will stay in close coordination with allies and partners as the situation continues to develop. The United Kingdom Prime Minister is urging both sides, the Kremlin and Wagner mercenaries, to be responsible and to protect civilians. He confirmed to a BBC that his government is keeping close eye on the situation and it's evolving on the ground as we speak. Now, this statement right here, this tweet, kind of starts to get into what they're so concerned about. And we'll take a good look at this tweet. It says, preventing a civil war in Russia was America's #1 priority after the Cold War. Hold on. I accidentally hit this thing. It says, now, rival military factions are squaring off in a country with 6,000 nuclear warheads. That's what's concerning them. Who controls the nuclear warheads and what they'll do with them. So, during the Cold War, preventing a civil war in Russia was America's #1 priority. Why? Because it's a nightmare scenario. And they go on to say this in the tweet. U.S. foreign policy has summoned the nightmare scenario for humanity. Because rival military factions are squaring off in a country with 6,000 nuclear warheads. This is why they're having these emergency meetings and everything. It says, we're in touch with our allies, and in fact, I'll be speaking to some of them later today. But the most important thing I'd say is for all parties to be reasonable and to protect civilians. That is about as much as I can say for the moment. The British Prime Minister did not comment when pressed by reporters over whether he sees the Wagner mutiny as a good thing or a bad thing. However, the UK Ministry of Defence called the developments the most significant challenge to the Russian state in recent times. Turkey's Erdogan has spoken with Putin by phone and emphasized the need to act with common sense. What's the undertones of what all that's about, that call? This video shows a supposedly showing a convoy of Russian equipment on their way to Rostov. And it says, if things continue to unravel inside Russia with active clashes between regular forces and Wagner fighters in the south, particularly in the Rostov region, Western intelligence agencies are likely to grow more and more concerned over the safety and security of Russia's vast nuclear arsenal. See, this is the big concern, and for me as well. And I was thinking about this last night when I was first seeing this news breaking. That was one of the biggest concerns of mine, is the power plant, nuclear power plant in Zaporizhia, Ukraine, and the vast nuclear arsenal that Russia has. And so that's why I'm doing this show on a Saturday, a second show here on a Saturday, because I don't know if you guys out there, I mean, you maybe this should be the big story in the news right now. And it is a big story. It's a huge story. And it's developing in real time. It's very, very concerning. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next show. Bye-bye.